Don't forget, subscribe, like, and comment below.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Back to Focus with your host Kevin N. Bell
and your host Asia T. Bell.
And we are again, as we usually do, back with another reaction video. But this time we got something special for you. We're gonna do not just one video, but we're gonna do a few videos. How you like me now? You know what I mean? All right, so let's get started because it's, you know, we on the time limit here. You know what I mean?
Listen to that. Some of y'all women are just easy to be with.
So to give a little backstory here, this person pops into a Lyft and he overhears a conversation between the Lyft driver and the Lyft driver's girlfriend. And she's fussing at him. She's like, I told you I needed my car back here by a certain time. Apparently the Lyft driver is using his girlfriend's car to drive Lyft and make extra money. But now he's interfering with her money because she had some business set up that she needed to get to and he still has her car. And so when he's finished with the conversation, fussing with his girlfriend, he hangs up and then he turns back around to the passenger and he was like, I wish I could just leave her. And so the passenger is like, well, why don't you? And he's like, well, she makes it easy. She pays all the bills. She lets me drive her car. No other woman is going to let me do all the things that she lets me do. And, you know, the person makes the point that, you know, sometimes men are with you because it's easy. And that is true. You thinking that you being a ride or die because that's what men say they want. You thinking that you're being loyal. You thinking that you're holding him down and all that. Men only step up when they're required to, and they only appreciate what they've had to work hard to get. If he's not getting a job, if he's not taking you out, if he's not doing these things, he is capable of doing all those things. He just doesn't have to do those things for you, so he won't. When he gets with the woman that he feels honored to be with, that he thinks is a catch, the one that he's always wanted to be with, his dream girl, he will step up and he will do for her all the things that you never required him to do. When you try to be so ride or die and you have no requirements for him, he will never step up to be the man that you always wanted him to be, but he'll do it for somebody else.
Wow. This video is crazy.
It is.
I mean, it's really hard. I mean, do people really come up and watch these videos and take notes and use them in real time?
Maybe not.
Because it's like a heavy burden on my shoulder. Like when I'm listening to this, it's like it's very like influential. Like I'm very influenced by it. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I'm being mind controlled. Like I should listen to what she's saying. I should do as she says, and because that's just the way the world is. It's like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or this is a excellent idea. You know what I mean? That I should incorporate into my person. You know what I mean? My persona. You know what I mean? What do you think?
For one, I would have, you know, I know she let him borrow the car.
Right.
That's cool. She let him borrow the car, but at the end of the day, if sometimes live like when you go out here and you know, trying to make extra money with Lyft or Uber, sometimes it does run past your time, especially if you driving around all day. You may be tired, exhausted, you know, maybe it may have slipped his mind, you know, but you know, I mean, sometimes you go over your time when you're doing Lyft or Uber, you know, and he probably wanted to make more money, you know, because 9 times out of 10, they both live together. Like she said, she pay all the bills. She does this, she does that, and he don't do nothing really much, but, you know, do live. You know, I mean, you got to make money somehow, some way, especially if you want somebody to contribute, because we don't know the full story. He may just be contributing if he's doing live.
Exactly.
Like, can't just assume that this man ain't doing it.
Right, because that's what she did. That's exactly what she did, though. And I was thinking that. I was like, yo, look, she just took this information and just completely created her own narrative.
Right.
about, you know what I mean, about what was going on. Like yeah, I mean, she may pay the bills. Why? Maybe everything's in her name.
Absolutely. That could be a
Maybe he
possibility.
moved in with her. You know what I
Right.
mean? But his Lyft money gotta be contributing to something, because because why would she, if she's paying every bill, right? Why would she? All right, you can go ahead and do Lyft, so you can just have your money while I pay
True.
everything.
True.
I don't think that's the situation. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think maybe, like, you know, maybe that's the only job he can get, the Lyft driving,
Right.
or maybe that's just the more suitable job for him. You know, where he feels like the most comfortable, where he can feel like he's being himself, right?
Yeah.
He don't necessarily. I mean, because when you're doing Lyft, it's more like entrepreneurship, right? It's more like being the individual contractor. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, kind of like you're your own boss, kind of thing. And maybe that's what he likes about it, versus going in and, you know, to have to kiss, excuse my language, but kiss a boss's behind. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because, you know, yeah, men may have to do that. You know what I mean? Especially with all the women taking all the, you know, getting all the jobs, and them getting promoted to these high positions. And it's no knock to women. You know, look, I give respect when respect is due. Give credit when it's due. You know what I'm saying? But some men don't like to be under women. You know what I'm saying? So maybe, like, the jobs he could have had or did have, it was that was the situation. So now the Lyft job, that's the banging. That's the banging thing for him. It's banging. I mean, it's just banging. You know what I mean?
It's
So he
what
want to do that, right? He want to do that. But he get his money, and then he shares it with his lady, and she uses whatever he gives her, you know, towards whatever she gonna use it towards.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because, I mean, obviously she's not crazy, because she let him borrow the car.
Right.
And 9 times out of 10,
And
I'm
she
pretty
called for it back.
sure. Right. And I'm pretty sure 9 times out of 10, she ain't dumb enough to let somebody just borrow, her boyfriend borrow her car without, you know, contributing to anything, putting gas in a car, you know, buying groceries. He may, you know, I mean, we don't know the full backstory, but of what, you know, this clip, you know, described or whatever. Like, but at the end of the day, like, a relationship work both ways. Like, you know, just like you know, I said, they both are, you know, each other support.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah. I mean, listen, look, no knock to the Jay-Z and Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? No knock to them or whatever. But it just seems like people like they want to just compare themselves or compare their life to that. Like they want partners that kind of meet them where they are. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, if they got it going on, then if that man ain't got it going on, and he ain't rolling out the red carpet for you, you know what I'm saying? And he, you know, if he not able to provide you with this luxurious life, then he can't be your dude. But bottom line is, like, nature is always going to take its course.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you're going to be attracted to who you're going to be attracted to.
Absolutely.
This guy may not have it all. This guy may not have it like that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, you might like how he smell. You might like how he walk. You might like how he talk. You might like how he bark. Like he DMX or something like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
You might like that. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, so, I mean, whatever it is that's just like, because if you listen to a woman, right, you know what I mean? I mean, like, you know, especially when they first meet the guy they interested in, it's always like, this girl, it's just something about him. It's just something about it. I just can't put my thumb on it. It's just like, I don't know what it is, girl. You know what I mean? That's always going to take its always going to take its course. I mean, look, if you want to know why cheating happens, you know what I mean? Sometimes that's the case. Like, you know, you might walk smack. You know what I mean? Man, I'm into this person. I just don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Now, you may not stay with them or have a full relationship with them, but you may have a moment of silence with them. You know what I mean? All right. So let's go into our next video.
Yeah, because you can't. You got to be able to keep up with my lifestyle. I vacation a lot. If you cheat, I'm done. That's a deal breaker for me. I don't like men that smoke cigarettes, because it usually makes your breath stink. Stinking breath is a deal breaker. Stinking body period is a deal breaker for me. I like tall because I'm tall. I'm 5'6.5". I know who I am, and I love everything about me. And it's like if you can't get with it, then you're gonna have to get lost.
Let's do the kiss we can.
All right, I gotta get out my car. And cousins, don't be going crazy on me either, because the body Tito, okay? Even in my work clothes, okay?
The body T?
Right.
Can you move back? Okay. Woo!
Yeah.
Body T, she said do not.
She got a lot of requirements. I mean, she does. She's very picky. I mean, for all the wrong reasons, though.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
For all the wrong reasons. I mean, yeah, for all the wrong reasons. She's like for all the wrong reasons. I mean, she'd be lucky if a guy even walks her way.
True.
You know
I mean, yeah.
with all her requirements. You know what I'm saying? And you know, if you gonna make a video like that, you might want to throw in your best, nothing less.
You know what? I'm dead.
You know what I mean? you might want to have just stepped out of the salon. You might want to, you know what I mean? Just got your hair done, your nails done, your eyebrows done. You know what I'm saying? Your you know, your facial. You know what I'm saying? A brand new spanking outfit. You know what I'm saying, with the stilettos. You know what I'm saying, with like something, something like, I ain't gonna say seductive because I don't condone that, but you know, I say, you know, something sexy. You know what I'm saying, something sexy. Wear something sexy. When you talking sexy, wear something sexy. Look sexy. You know what I mean?
I'm crying, but I agree 100%. I mean, she looking for what she say, 100K. Like you gotta make it mind. You gotta be a bowling shot caller and not a staller. And you better pay for her lavish lifestyle because she like to find things.
You know what I mean? Yeah, she like massages and all that. You know, when she look.
Right, she said she like vacation and all that.
Yeah.
She said you got her that money, but you know, I mean, just like you said, for a person like that to be like expressing all this stuff, like what they looking for in a man, 9 times out of 10, like, or she said she 5'6", and she like tall men. That's cool. That's cool, but at the end of the day, I feel like you having all these requirements of a man that you ain't at your best. That's just outrageous. Right, that's what I mean. Like, I mean, listen. I don't know what she has to go to a surgeon. You know what I'm saying, and transform into another person if she's gonna have those type of requirements. It's like this, right? When you out here, I think it's very important for you to be honest with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's nothing wrong with looking in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? Like, either you got it or you don't. You know what I'm saying? You know, either you know how to do flips and semis. You know what I'm saying? Or you just know how to do splits. You know what I'm saying? You know, all this like fairy tale stuff is really hurting, especially our women. It's really hurting our women. You know what I'm saying? And then it brings in the drought. And when you starve yourself, right? You like you try a fag diet, right? And you like, all right, I'm gonna cut out this and that, right? You cut out all your favorite foods, right? Right.
And then you develop this craving, this hunger, and you try to go as long as you can to fight this hunger. You like, look, if I fight this hunger, one day it'll magically just disappear, and I won't be hungry anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But then at the end of it, you realize that ain't the case, right? Mm-hmm. And not only do you go for your favorite food at that time, and you begin to eat it, but now you realize you don't eat too much of it.
Right.
You don't indulge in it like crazy. Like, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean? You just had a whole lot of it. Too much of it. And look, and that's what happens, I think, to these women. It's like they starve themselves, and they're waiting on this perfect man, and then when the Joe Schmo comes along, he ends up being the one who impregnates her.
Right.
And now she's having Joe Schmo's baby.
You know what?
You know what I mean? And then she don't really took herself out of the equation of finding the perfect man of her dreams.
Yeah, I just feel like, as in us being women, just like you said, we gotta come back to reality because, I mean, look, we all dreamed of that. So we gonna find a tall man and the tall, dark, and handsome with making 100K and picket fence, kids, this, that, the third. But guess what, sweetheart? We living in reality. You gotta stay in reality because it's cool to have your standards or whatever you want, but at the same time, you still gotta be to the point where it's though you gotta think about what's happening now. Like you creating this what you call it, like Barbie and Ken, like a delusion. Like you want to be Barbie and you want your man to be Ken. Like it's ridiculous. I wouldn't even set that as my me trying to get into out here on the dating world because that's not possible.
Right, and
have everything.
Right, and fellas, and if you get with a woman, right, and y'all together, and she got an attitude, and you don't know why, that might be why. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't fit it. You don't make her feel like. You know what I'm saying? You established her dream for her. You're not her dream guy. You're not her first choice. You might have been the last choice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Out of all the 1,000 men that hit her up, you might be 1,000. You know what I'm saying? You might be the only 1,000th man that said, "Okay, I'm a deal with you today. I'm a do whatever. Deal with all your roller coaster emotional rides, and we just gonna make this happen." You know what I'm saying? But if you look, try to find yourself a woman, right? Because we're more in the position of having more of the choices. So I would say you find a woman that just seems like she's very ecstatic or happy, extremely happy to be with you. There you go. That's her, bro. Get her, keep her. Yeah. You know?
Absolutely.
All right. So let's go to our last video.
Some single women love to create more single women. That's why the internet is packed with women teaching you how to be a temptress, because seduction is easy when that's all you've mastered. Don't let a miserable single woman keep you single. The ones who don't want to see you win in love make you doubt your intuition, question your standards, and convince you that every man is trash. That's not protection, that's projection. And a master single woman usually wants a man, but never mastered her feminine essence. She's chased money, status, clout, and street fame, and skipped healing. And let's be real, she's usually one of these three things: the cheated on, the cheated with, or the cheater.
Ooh. Man. Misery loves company. Misery do love company. Be careful with that, man. You know how many women that I met in my lifetime that have listened to someone, got bad advice from somebody, and now they just in hell, in a living hell jail cell. You know what I mean? With scorching fire, heated walls, heated mattresses. Heated windows. You know what I mean? Heated floors. All of that. You know what I mean? They just in hell. You know what I mean? And look, watch out. You know what I'm saying? Because if you might be dealing with somebody who can't get a man, you know what I'm saying? And don't want you to have one, or believes that your man is better than her man, you know what I mean, and wants you to lose that man so she can, stay with the better man. You know what I'm saying? They just don't want you to have a happy life, period. You know what I'm saying? Because she's not happy with hers. So you gotta be careful. I always tell women, look, man, if I'm getting with a woman, I want to know how she is with her friends. That's important to me. I'm like, look, man, do she really listen to her friends? Do she run to her friends? Do she tell her friends this and this and that? I need to know that.
Right. Right. See, me on the other hand, I agree with this woman here. Like, I agree with her 100% because a lot of single women would create a lot of chaos and confusion in a person that in their friend's relationship, like whether they're married or they're in a relationship. They will backstab the heck out of you, like talk all crap about you to your husband, your boyfriend, whoever you with. you know, um, just because they want to see you single and they want you to be with them in the crowd, cheering the other single women on to get you to come back, like just like how it used to be in the back in the day, like y'all you all used to be single, y'all used to go out a lot, party, drink, smoke, whatever. And some people miss that feeling when they're not, settled down, or in a situation. They want that feeling back, like, hey, I can't wait to be with my girls, so we go on a girls trip, so we
Yep.
can do this, so we can do that, like. And then sometimes what happens is when you are in a marriage or a relationship, these women do try to get you to go on these girls trips and stuff like that and be like, oh, no husbands or boyfriends can't come, that's not allowed. And it's like,
What?
okay, that creates a lot of chaos and confusion back at home, because you don't know how your friend husband may take that or boyfriend may take that. They be like, well, if you in a relationship or you in a marriage, like, aren't we supposed to be together? Like, and I'm the man, I'm supposed to protect you. Like, anything can happen, because as you can see, everybody got a story time on girls trip and how they friends was friends with this friend, and then they all turned on that one person, and now that person is dead or in the hospital.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't got time for that. I don't do all the friends. I'm a solo dolo.
And
If I
I'm
ain't with
lucky.
him,
And I'm lucky fellas.
then
I'm a lucky
look,
fella. I'm a lucky good fella. You know what I
I'm
mean?
bullied.
Uncle Paulie style. You
and
know what I
I
mean?
like
Ta-da.
to keep our business. Like, I'm a private person. Like, I don't like to be all rowdy, loud, all on social media, calling my girlfriends like, hey, me and my husband just got into an argument, girl, what should I do? Like, no, because you listening to your friends may break up your relationship or your marriage. Like, even family members sometimes. Like, that's why I don't do that. Like, if it ain't that deep, then I ain't doing all that. And even if it was that deep, that's my business. If I want to keep my business, that's what I'm going to do. Like, I don't got time to be out here being single. Look how hard it is to get a man.
Yep. I mean,
Look how hard
as
it
we can see all
is.
over social media, like how they talk about how difficult it is to get a man. Where the men at? You know what I mean, it's hard. You know what I'm saying? But this is why, because men, we're just not dealing with all that. You know what I mean? Like, especially the ones who are looking for a well polished man. You know what I'm saying? You know, a man, like a man that is worthy. You know what I'm saying? Of just getting just about any woman he want. You know what I'm saying? Like, we not, great men are dealing with all that. Like, we want simplicity, right? Simplicity. We like that. We like stuff simple. Like, and we want to deal with a woman who knows what she wants. You know what I'm saying? We know, we want a woman who's confident. We want a woman who's private. We want a woman who's willing to learn. You know what I'm saying? Even if you like you getting to know me, be willing to learn on what that is, right? What I like, what I want. You know what I'm saying? As well. I mean, and then the man will be, he will reciprocate that. Like, okay, cool. You show him that, all right, I'm important to you. You know what I'm saying? And then you can let that man know that, hey, this is what's important to me. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Look, you gotta respect that. You know what I'm saying? You dealing with a thorough man. But yeah, like, she gotta know how to be sexy. Like, you know what I mean? When it's time to be sexy. You know what I'm saying? She ain't gotta show everything, you know what I mean, that I got to the world, you know what I'm saying? You know, but she definitely needed to be able to show me that, you know what I mean, behind closed doors. You know, and just reassuring the man that look, I'm really with you, I'm on your team, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm behind you, you know what I'm saying? You know, and being I ain't gonna say be critical, but be a constructive you know, feedback. You know what I
Right.
mean? Give constructive feedback.
Absolutely.
You know, to your man, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, let them know, hey, look, you know, this what I think about, you know, this and this and that. I want to see you win. You know what I'm saying? That's like constructive, right? But you know, she got to know how to cook. That's important. You know what I'm saying? Cause I mean, you know, I mean, it's cool that the man learns how to cook too. But that's really a woman's thing. It's nothing turns a man on more than seeing this woman cook. You know what I'm saying? Seeing this woman cook for him, and if he got kids, for the kids too. You know what I mean? That's a very sexy trait. You know what I'm saying? Turns a man on. Like,
Well,
you
I'm
know,
glad I learned how to cook at a young age.
Yeah.
Thanks to my grandmother.
absolutely. Yep. You know, may you rest with the creator, grandma. But thank you very much. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but you know, and just taking care of like the house stuff, like that's a turn on. Like I know, like for me, that's a turn on. You know what I mean? You know, I get a lot. I'm able to get a lot done. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, especially if you got a man that's, you know, likes to think and you know that, you know, that likes to have his time. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really important that he comes home to a safe haven.
Yep.
know?
But ladies, listen up. Please remove your friends if they the type of people that cheer you on when you become single. That means they ain't your friend. They is not your friend. You need no type of friendship like that. If they always giving you bad advice and you always seem to get that advice from them, and then you try what they told you to try, and it never seems to pan out for you every time you ask that person for advice, then you need to leave that person alone, because they ain't doing nothing but just tarnishing everything, ruining everything that you trying to build with that person, or that you had going with that person.
the
Like,
insider.
leave them alone, ladies. Don't become single because your friend is single. Trust me, it's hard to find a good man out here. I know most of them, you know, they got their issues, but so do some of the women. Y'all got your issues too. But at the same time, you gotta be able, if you in a marriage, stay in your marriage. Look, now unless it's on some domestic, that's, you know, that's different. But if it's really great, or y'all having little arguments, stay in it. Like, period. Cause it's hard to come by a great man in this world. Like, literally. So ladies, try not to be single, listening to your little dusty friends.
Ta-da-da-da. All right. So you know, yeah. So you know, let's to wrap this up. Basically, you know what I mean. You get with your man. It's best to just keep it confidential as possible. You know what I'm saying? And you know, keep it private as possible, and keep it between you and your man. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Okay.
That's the way to do it.
Okay.
Until next time.
Yeah.
Yay, yay.
Yep.
know.
But ladies, listen up. Please remove your friends if they the type of people that cheer you on when you become single. That means they ain't your friend. They is not your friend. You need no type of friendship like that. If they always giving you bad advice and you always seem to, you seem to get that advice from them, and then you try what they told you to try, and it never seems to pan out for you every time you ask that person for advice, then you need to leave that person alone, because they ain't doing nothing but just tarnishing everything, ruining everything that you trying to build with that person, or that you had going with that person.
The
Like,
insider.
leave them alone, ladies. Don't become single because your friend is single. Trust me, it's hard to find a good man out here.